This is 9 October 2020. This is Adopt a Cop 100 Days of Prayer for the Blue. I'm JP McMichael with Catalyst of Change Associates, and today I will be referencing Ephesians 4, verses 2 through 3. And it states, "Be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace." I'm referencing that today. I was trying to find something that would talk to the state of affairs that we are going through right now. And one of the things that I'm noticing is we are not living up to any of that. There is no humbleness. There is no trying to get along with one another. We spend more time shouting at each other than we do trying to have conversations. And we cannot move forward with anything that is going on in this country until we decide to sit down and have conversations and do so without shouting and actually listen to one another and understand that we all have different opinions, we all have different beliefs, because we all come from different backgrounds and we have been brought up differently and had different interactions with people, and we are not all going to be like-minded. And just because you spout something out on social media does not make it fact, and does not make you brilliant, and does not make you right. And people do not seem to understand that fact today, because you hear the same things being repeated over and over and over and over and over. And when you go and do the research, you find out they are not factual. You find out that statements that are made by people are clipped and pasted and made to fit the agenda of whoever the person is that is pushing it. The same can be done with research. When you look at research studies, which that's a very rare thing with stuff being posted on social media, but when you look at research studies, you can make a research study go whichever way you want it to. That's why I push, especially with my students, that they need to make sure that they are going and reading entire speeches and reading entire articles and reading entire research studies to see what the findings were before they start citing them and quoting them and believing them, or believing what they see about them, I should say it that way. We have forgotten in this country what it is to be a good human being. And until we get back to that point, we are not going to get out of what we're going through right now. We're never going to move forward because we expect everybody to have the same beliefs as us. And when they don't, we stop listening. And that all begins with humility and being able to understand that you are not always right and that you are not perfect, no matter how great you think you are, no matter how much of a legend you think you are in your own mind, or how many follows or likes that you get on social media. None of us are any better than any other person on this planet. And for many, many, many people, that is hard to digest. But until they do, we will continue to go through the nonsense that we are. When you're out and you're walking around, you're driving around, whatever, when you go into a store, anytime you interact with somebody, treat them respectfully, regardless of how they treat you. Say good morning, say hello, how are you? regardless of whether or not they respond to you. We cannot change any person. We can only live our best life, and we can only do the best that we can for ourselves. However anyone else chooses to act, that's on them. But we do not need to stoop to their level. We do not need to lower our standards, and we do not need to be miserable in our lives because other people take great joy in making everybody else miserable because they're miserable. So do your best when you are out to be a good human being. This is not difficult. Again, look back to kids. They don't have any bias. They don't have any anger towards one another. They don't care what color your skin is. They don't care if you're walking in a wheelchair, using a walker. They don't care. They care about the person. They take the time to say hello and good morning and hug one another and tell people that they'll miss them. We as adults can learn a lot from them if we humble ourselves. And therein lies the challenge, is humbling ourselves. So that's your challenge for today. Go out and do 10 things that are good. Say hello to people. Tell people to have a good day. No matter how they respond to you, no matter how they react, just do it because you will feel better, and I guarantee you, you will brighten somebody's day. 10 acts of kindness. Seems like a lot. It's really not. It's as simple as saying hello, good morning, whatever. Very simple things. Challenge yourself and knock those out today. If you're out working today, be safe. Take care of one another. Watch each other's backs and get home to your family. Tell them how important they are to you and how much you love them, especially the little ones, because tomorrow is not promised. For my brothers and sisters that are at home and abroad protecting this great country of ours, thank you for what you do, and thank your families for the sacrifice they make. Have a great weekend.